downtown Greensboro Incorporated started what we were calling the Downtown Area Consolidated Plan last year in partnership with Action Greensboro, the City of Greensboro, and Guilford County as a way to devise how we would move forward over the next few years with our limited resources to enhance our economic development efforts in downtown. There had been a number of planning efforts that have been targeted downtown over the past decade or so, and several things have been implemented. Big ideas like Center City Park, like the baseball stadium, like the South Side neighborhood. So there were things we moved forward as a community. The work of the Downtown Economic Development Strategy represents the work of hundreds of area residents. They selected these projects in order to create and retain more jobs, to build Greensboro's brand, and to offer a return on investment for the community. The Downtown Greensboro Economic Development Strategy is based on 6 projects. They include completing the Downtown Greenway, incentivizing quality mixed-use development, activating our historic buildings, implementing a comprehensive streetscape improvement program, constructing a performing arts center in downtown, and attracting more college and university uses to our center city. The Greenway was one of the first initiatives that came forward through the planning effort. We envisioned the Greenway as a way to connect the inner city neighborhoods. We felt it would be important to accelerate that project, get that moving ahead, to develop this as an alternate transportation mode, as well as create more green space that are important to our residents and our workers.
It will be a park that circles downtown Greensboro. It opens up a whole world of activities to do. When you go bike riding, the biggest cities become the smallest communities. When you actually travel by foot, when you travel by bike, or skateboard, or rollerblade, if you've never done that, you don't know how close your neighbors are in the next community.
We know that downtowns really are the heart of a community, and that if you see a thriving downtown, it means you have a thriving community. For every dollar we invest in the Greenway, there will be $5 to $12 of economic development around it. And we believe that others, city government, county government, developers, private investors are going to join this because the momentum is really going.
Mixed-use development is another issue that we have to address in downtown. The South Side neighborhood is a shining example of that kind of large-scale mixed-use development. There's residential, there's commercial, and you see all of that blended together in a good way that creates a great neighborhood feel.
The city was instrumental in the development of South Side. This was a ghost town, a lot of abandoned buildings. It's been a very rewarding project because it actually has turned out to be a great-looking project. We've won a lot of national awards. We won the EPA Project of the Year. Infill development presents a lot of challenges, and that's where collaboration with the city comes in. Southside reflects the vitality of downtown Greensboro. We have a great downtown, and I'm very proud of what's happened here.
This was done over a 10-acre site, and we're doing the same kind of process right now with the South Elm redevelopment site at Elm and Lee Street. Well, we have other opportunities. It may not be 10 acres or 5 acres. It may be a 1 or 2 acre site, and we've got to figure out incentives that we can help make those things happen.
When we started looking for a living space for ourselves, a place to develop, really we found that the only thing that would really work for us is trying to find, a mixed-use building, and then would take advantage of that as well.
When we found this building and realized that we could get exactly the square footage we want just by living upstairs, and that the downstairs being the perfect location for some type of retail space or whatever to move into, we immediately opened our eyes and decided that was the place for us.
We also want to better activate our historic buildings. Over the past decade, we've seen a resurgence of historic preservation, especially along South Elm Street.
We're very fortunate to have a very historical downtown. We have numerous historical buildings that are ready for whatever a person envisions. We envisioned a 110-year-old building becoming a brew pub, when it has been numerous things. It at one time was an arms factory, it was a grocery store, it was a hotel. So you see, if you have the vision and the wherewithal, you can turn any building into anything without having to create a new one.
When we got married, we found this building in 1985. It was vacant, and we renovated the building so that we could live in it.
It's important to revitalize neighborhoods and buildings because they reflect such a tremendous investment of materials, of labor, and also store our memories and our sense of place for each community.
We have a great area along Elm Street where it's very comfortable to walk. Wide sidewalks, lots of trees, benches, trash receptacles. It really offers a great setting for walking around, which is one of downtown's strengths. So what we want to do with our streetscaping is to create a better pedestrian environment, almost take the same kind of feel you get on Elm Street into other areas of the community.
When you go into areas and it's just concrete and asphalt, it's not appealing. Flowers and trees and green space warms an entire mood of the space. And I think if we're trying to grow our community, pedestrian access into downtown is super important. People will be able to walk from downtown to the Greenway, to Summit Avenue, to the farmers market.
You know, you can't have a great city without the heart of your city really being energized and revived and healthy. And that's what Greensboro is trying, that's what we're trying to do now. Having great streetscapes and having a greenway, having bike-friendly areas is something that makes a city better.
It's time we rethink how the performing arts fits in the community. Having a facility that ties into our existing cultural arts assets in downtown, such as Triad Stage, such as the Broach Theater, also enhance our concerts and activities and special events. All those cultural things already occur in downtown. The Performing Arts Center would complement what we already have going.
And it's been proven that what downtown performing arts centers do is they do draw people into the downtown area. And these state-of-the-art performing arts centers are able to recruit Broadway productions, musicals, and other such venues that the typical Coliseum complex may not be able to recruit.
As a professor and a creative artist, I do a lot of work on campus with dance, but also off campus in various communities for people to see dance, music, theater, and for young people as well as different ages to access the performing arts.
As we think about the colleges and universities that encircle downtown, we really see downtown provides a neutral ground that everyone can come into and perhaps have the opportunity for shared facilities.
We do partner with those institutions on a range of initiatives, including now the development of common academic programs that we believe can be and should be located in downtown Greensboro. It's a wonderful way for us to bring together our students and faculty and to leverage the strengths of those 4 colleges and universities.
The colleges offer a tremendous growth opportunity for downtown. We've seen with the infusion of Elon Law School, that's brought over 300 students to downtown, almost 100 faculty members who really have become part of our downtown community. And they eat at our restaurants, they live in downtown housing, and they really are a great economic generator.
A knowledge economy is vital, especially right now where jobs are difficult to come by. With schools partnering with the communities and cities opening their arms to the school, professionals within the community want me to be involved with their work, with their community service organizations. I feel welcome.
In terms of next steps, working with our partners, our local residents, our downtown business owners and property owners, we'll need to encourage the city and the county to adopt this plan. Then, in collaboration with local government, we'll roll up our sleeves to implement these next steps and others to continue improving downtown. Through our downtown development efforts, we've grown the tax base over the last 6 years by $248 million. Implementing these projects and others, we'll be able to build on that success and move downtown forward as an economic development engine for our entire community.